1955, Disneyland opens in California. The first McDonald's restaurant is built. And Rosa Parks is arrested for refusing to give up her bus seat to a white person in Montgomery, Alabama. Steve Jobs, Bill Gates, and Whoopi Goldberg are all born this year. In God We Trust is first added to all our paper currency in the U.S. The Brooklyn Dodgers win the World Series, and the top song is Bill Haley and the Comets, Rock Around the Clock. And in Springfield, Missouri, a college is born. Evangel College, the first Pentecostal liberal arts college chartered in America, opened its doors on September 1st, 1955. There were 87 students in that first class. Since that day, Evangel's student body has grown to more than 2,000, and 25,000 alumni now serve all over the world, in classrooms and boardrooms and third world clinics and large municipal hospitals, in non-profit organizations and the halls of Congress. Together, they are fulfilling the vision of those early Evangel pioneers. In those days, there were a few men who dreamed about having a place like Evangel for AG students who were not necessarily called to pastoral ministry, but desired to study the arts and sciences. A place where their faith would be nurtured and their life's calling could be discovered. However, not everyone shared those dreams. The Reverend Ralph M. Riggs, General Superintendent of the Assemblies of God at that time, was known as Mr. Education in the AG. Against some strong opposition from many members of the Assemblies of God, Riggs spearheaded the movement to create Evangel, and after several earlier attempts failed. The resolution to create Evangel finally passed at the 1953 General Council in Milwaukee, Wisconsin. Once the resolution was passed, a location for the new college had to be found. Another event in the early 50s helped secure the land for Evangel. The U.S. government had recently declared the land and buildings of O'Reilly General Hospital in Springfield, Missouri, where the national headquarters of the Assemblies of God is located, as surplus property. The hospital was built to treat wounded World War II soldiers and was meant to be a temporary site. O'Reilly also served as a veterans hospital in the post-war period, but was shut down in 1952. Ralph Riggs, along with several other leaders in the movement, stood on the ground of O'Reilly General Hospital and prayed, asking the Lord to answer their prayer and let the site be used for Evangel College. Again, there were many barriers. Assemblies of God executives mailed a 51-page application to the Department of Health, Education, and Welfare on April 26, 1954. Months went by with no word, and then complicated negotiations ensued. The AG knew that any city, county, state, or federal agency that wanted the land would receive preference. Still, they prayed. After more prayer and a few final obstacles to overcome, the AG received the deed to 57.5 acres of O'Reilly property on December 8, 1954. Evangel opened its doors to the first freshman class on September 1st, 1955. Evangel has celebrated many milestones since the historic day in 1955. Over the years, Evangel has replaced the barracks of O'Reilly with permanent buildings. While the barracks had served students well and operated as classrooms for decades, the college knew from the beginning that the structures would have to be replaced. Completed in 1963, the library, named for Evangel's first president, Dr. Claude Kendrick, was the first permanent facility built. Next was the gym in 1967, named for Dr. J. Robert Ashcroft, the second president of Evangel. The first permanent women's residence hall, Spence Hall, was completed in 1968. The construction of Spence was followed by the construction of Walther Hall and Krause Hall in 1970, Scott Hall in 1972, Burgess Hall in 1978, and Lewis Hall in 1980. Evangels Chapel was completed in 1981. The building seats 2,170 and is equipped with a massive Chance pipe organ. With the 1997 completion of Zimmerman Hall, the first permanent academic building, the campus launched a major building campaign. More than $50 million was invested over the following 12-year period, and the campus constructed another new academic building, the cafeteria, student union, fine arts center, student fitness center, a baseball softball field house, and finally, the new administration building, Ralph Riggs Hall, named for the man credited with the launch of Evangel back in 1955. Evangel had saved the administration building for last on purpose. President Robert H. Spence stated clearly that priority would be given to all student facilities before a building for administration was considered. With the completion of Riggs Hall in 2009, the last World War II Army barrack was finally torn down. Other significant events in the academic history of Evangel include gaining accreditation in 1965, the name change from Evangel College to Evangel University in 1998, which is also when the first graduate classes were offered, and the year-long 50th anniversary celebration in 2005. In addition to its strong spiritual and academic foundation, Evangel also enjoys a rich athletic tradition, starting with varsity basketball in 1956 and now including football, baseball, softball, cheer, cross-country, men's golf, women's tennis, volleyball, and indoor and outdoor track. While many things have changed in the course of Evangel's history, one thing remains unchanged since 1955: our commitment to the integration of faith, learning, and life. Evangel still attracts Christian students from all 50 states and around the world who share a strong commitment to academics and a desire to combine their Christian faith with every aspect of their lives. It is these students, along with dedicated faculty and staff, who make Evangel what it is: boldly Christian, unquestionably academic,